guys, welcome to the Barcelona vlog of my Europe series. It's the last set of videos. We did Ireland as a first, and then Madrid, and then Barcelona. This video starts out kind of a bit of a mess, and that's because we started off very rocky on this trip. If you have not watched the first two videos in this series, I highly recommend that you do that because you will see that we have packed our itinerary and we were completely exhausted. And by the end, I don't even know if it was like partly us being sloppy and tired and we just had a lot of bad luck basically on this last part of the trip. So there's no intro to this video and I thought I would film a little bit of it now, and you're kind of going to see me interspersed in the video as well because it didn't do a lot of explanation, again because it was a very hectic part of the trip. But basically we were taking a train from Madrid to Barcelona. It was at I think 10 a.m. So it wasn't like super early or anything, but we also had been getting like maybe 3 hours of sleep every night. And we went to get this train. I don't know what happened exactly, but half of my friends went to Starbucks to get us breakfast and the other half of us were just like cleaning up the Airbnb and packing and everything. And the Starbucks trip took like an hour. It was literally like a 10-second walk down the street. It took an hour to get to Starbucks. They were really slow, but then none of us were really like paying attention to the time either. So we weren't like very stressed. And then we got in the taxi to the train station and then one car put in the wrong address, I think. So that was another mistake. But basically half of us made it to the train station through security and on the train with literally like 30 seconds to spare. These trains leave on the dot, like they're not waiting for anybody. And then the other car got held back and they also put in the wrong address, but then one of my friends in the first car used the second car's friend's tickets because they like had them together. And so in the second car, my friend couldn't get on the train because her ticket had already been used. And so there was a whole thing there. And for some reason, like at this train station, there was no like service, so we didn't have any data. It was a very like triggering part of the trip. Like I wanted to talk about it when we were there, but my friends that ended up missing the train, they were like scarred about it, so they weren't ready to talk about it at that point. But basically half of them missed the train, and then the next train was I think sold out. And then the train after that was like much more expensive, but they ended up getting that one. It was also my friend's birthday, which you'll see in this video. I talked about in the last video. She was also in the car that missed the train. So that was a whole thing. So anyways, they ended up getting there like maybe an hour and a half after the original time, which was fine. The rest of us just waited. So I got on the initial train, the original one. The rest of us just waited at the train station for them. And then when we get on the train, my friend that booked the Madrid Airbnb got a message from the host saying someone forgot their passport in the place. And again, service was bad, right? So we were all trying to figure out who it was. Also, all of us were not sitting together on the train. We were in separate areas because we didn't want to pay extra to sit together. And we thought it would be like, you know, some good relaxing solo time. Anyways, one of my friends forgot her passport in the Airbnb, and this is a friend that was also on the original train with me, so she wasn't in the area anymore. So that was another thing that was going on. So at that, like all of us were really on edge at this point. Like things were just going bad, and we had to maneuver a lot of things, and we were very flexible. And it doesn't even end there. So I'm gonna start the video now. It's a very long intro, but basically you'll see. Now we get to Barcelona, all of us are together. We're a little behind schedule, but not too bad. So we did have to skip out on the things that we had planned for the first half of the day, which is fine. We all got together, we came up with another itinerary, a different schedule, and it was fine. The first thing we had on our list, which we had timed tickets for, was the Basílica, La Sagrada Família, I think that's what it's called. It's like the most beautiful, iconic church, obviously in Barcelona. So we went there first, and then after that we went to Park Güell. And unfortunately it rained a lot. Again, I don't know why Spain was so rude to us because the weeks leading up to our trip it was fine, but you'll see it was raining. So basically we just did that for the first day. We did the Basilica and then the park, and then I'll show you the apartment, and then we'll talk about this apartment. I said I'll share the link if I recommended it, but I don't recommend it. So we'll talk about that in just a few minutes.
Wow.
Right?
That's what we paid for.
Double checking.
surprise.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Pretend to blow it, please.
dear Abby.
Oh, sorry.
Happy birthday to you. Blow out the candles. Woo!
Hope I didn't get COVID on it.
Okay everyone, we are checked into our Airbnb in Barcelona. I'm gonna give you a tour. It's actually like insane. Like I don't know how we're in this place, but first of all, this is the main door. And then this is the tiles, which I really like. The first bedroom is here. There's definitely like a decor vibe here. Everything matches. So there's 5 rooms in total. And every room has its own bathroom. Like, are you kidding me right now? I will also link this Airbnb down below if you like it at the end. Look at this. You guys are back in the hallway. There's a bedroom in here. One of my friends is sleeping in there already. There's a bedroom in here. Also same vibe, like the whole mint, brown, white aesthetic. Earthy tones. And then this room's bathroom is right here. Oh my god, so aesthetic. Oh my god. I'm trying to find... Guys, let me know if you find the laundry machine.
It's right here.
Is there a dryer?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, this is the kitchen. Everything is mint green and brown.
I love it.
Oh my god. This is the fridge?
Yeah, that's the fridge.
Awesome.
Is it a set? What is that?
I think it's for the temperature. I can control the house.
Wow. This is the kitchen area and the living room area. Oh my god, guys. Look at this living room.
I absolutely love this table. I want this.
This is like nicer than our last place.
This is nicer than any place.
This is nicer than my house, bro.
I want to buy this.
I like how the floors are like actually like traditional looking.
Yeah.
Like it's trendy, but it's not like
You know what it feels
you
like?
could tell you're in
It's like those
Spain.
house makeovers and everything's like super fancy.
And there's balconies on both sides. And then the last
You know what's a
bedroom,
fancy house when you have this shit?
campus grass. This is the last bedroom here. And this is the smallest one, which is still pretty freaking huge. And then the last bathroom as well. Oh my god.
Bro,
Look at this.
please, this kitchen is beautiful.
Isn't it so
Look at the
nice?
built-in fridge.
The laundry and dryer right here.
Stop. I can't.
Okay, it's me again. This video is so chaotic, but now let's talk about this apartment. I just gave you the tour and we literally checked in at like 5 p.m. and there was no hot water. And we thought, okay, maybe the pipes are like not warm or something like that. Maybe our Airbnb also had no reviews on the website. So we thought, okay, maybe we're the first ones here. Maybe it's like a new apartment and like hasn't been used in a while. Like we don't know. So I messaged the host and I was like, hey, there's no hot water. And he was just like, oh, try running it for a few minutes. So we ran it for a few hours and it was still cold. And we tried all the showers like I just shared. There were 5 bathrooms. No hot water in any of the bathrooms, no showers, no sinks, nothing. And we were all like so fed up at this point, like so angry. Anyways, this Airbnb guy, it was a whole drama. It actually followed me back home. It was a whole drama. But he was like, he gave me his emergency like maintenance line phone number before we checked in. And I called the maintenance people and they were like, it's after hours, we can't help you. And I was like, what the heck? And then the host was like, okay, I'll get someone to fix it tomorrow. We were only there for 1 full day. So we checked in Thursday 5 p.m. and we left Saturday morning. So it wasn't a long time that we were there. Anyways, we weren't home a lot of the time, so we survived, right? All day Friday, we weren't home. We come back home, there's still no hot water. And I'm like messaging this guy, I'm calling the maintenance line, like I have the receipts, and I'm like, where is the hot water? Like, we paid a lot of money to be in this Airbnb, and hot water is a basic necessity. And every person that I called in this maintenance line was just like, oh, like, it's after hours, we can't help you. Or like, they just make other excuses like, oh, we didn't know, or we couldn't get to it today, whatever, whatever. And I was literally like, we are about to check out. And like, I was the one who booked this Airbnb, like it was under my account. So it was a lot of back and forth with this guy. And I don't know if he's making excuses or what was happening, but we were all getting really frustrated. So we ended up doing, and first of all, we were nasty, obviously. Like, we had been traveling, and then we'd just been like exploring and walking around a lot. And so basically what some of us did, I think most of us, we boiled hot water like on the stove, which is like what they used to do in India. And it was actually kind of like, at the end of it, we were reflecting, it was actually kind of nice. It like nice in the way that it was like very like humbling and like down to earth. This is like the way people, a lot of people in the world, you know, shower and take baths and stuff, and our ancestors, our parents did all this, and like we're just so privileged to have like hot water. You turn on the tap on, hot water comes out, right? But for the Airbnb purposes, it was unacceptable. Anyway, so that's what we did. We boiled hot water, and we used that mixed with cold water, so we made like room temperature warm water, and we, you know, took baths in that. And you also realize that you really do not need a lot of water to clean your body, like to do like what you need to do. Anyways, so this guy, it doesn't even end here. So now I'm like pissed, and we check out and everything. The place was beautiful, obviously, but I'm not gonna recommend it to you guys because something shady is going on here. Don't know what it is, but I came back home, like we checked out basically, and then we flew back to Ireland, and then we slept, and then the next day we flew back home to Toronto. And I messaged this guy, and I was like, listen, we didn't get a hot water, you didn't fix it, like we should be compensated for inconvenience, because it really was an inconvenience. And he was like, sure, I'll give you like 200 euros or something. And we were like, nah, like we deserve more than 200 euros. So then I tried like messaging him, and then he wouldn't like message me back. And then this is all back home when I'm home in Toronto. And he was like, oh, my credit card got stolen, my wallet got stolen, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh my God. And all this time, like I messaged Airbnb the day after we came back, and like their support team wasn't helping me either. No one was responding to me. I kept following up with them. There was like no phone number for like Airbnb, the customer service. So I was just like, what is going on? And this man was being shady. And I was like, no, I deserve to get money back. Like I am gonna get my money back. And then what I ended up doing was I ended up DMing the Airbnb customer service account on Twitter, and they got back to me right away. They looked into my account, and then they got involved, and then they had like somebody from their team talk to the host, and they could obviously see all the messages because we had been messaging back and forth through like the Airbnb message center. And he told me the worst part, I think, like it made me feel so uncomfortable. He was like, if you leave me a good review, like I'm willing to give you, I think it was like 300 euros back. And I felt so uncomfortable because I'm like, I don't want to leave a dishonest review. I don't want anybody else to be in the same situation, but also I deserve money. So I ended up writing an honest review, and I was like, listen, this apartment was beautiful. Everything was amazing. We just did not have hot water, and it was like very frustrating. So I wrote an honest review, and then he still didn't give me the money. So this Airbnb person, like I told him everything. I was like, this is what happened. And then they were like, okay, we'll work on it. And then literally in less than 24 hours after Airbnb got involved, he had to give me the refund. And so he gave me the refund, and we were happy on our way. Like we got a really good deal at the end of it, and we were fine because now our budget for this trip was okay. Because before then we were kind of like off budget, like a bit over budget, but now we were okay with our lack of hot water discount. Anyways, that was another very long story. That's not even the end of what went wrong on this trip. I'm gonna continue the rest of this video, and then you're gonna see the last part that went wrong. video.
Welcome to the jungle.
To do that. You can't even see your face. Somebody come stand here.
I already did. You missed it.
Go stand in there.
I put which way again? This way, right? Yeah. You're gonna be in the shot. No, look that way too.
It's a video.
Yeah, that's
Everybody.
Come on, last one. How do you zoom in?
Please, Kavit, please.
Can you zoom in?
Yeah. He's having so much fun.
I feel like I'm just gonna sit here.
No, I think we're gonna go to the
She's worried.
Okay, we are at Montserrat Mountain, which I think is up here, and 5 of us are going to try to hike up the mountain, and then our friend Ravni, she's not feeling that well, so she just took the cable car up, which is what we're going to take on the way down. It's really nice. We were concerned about the weather. We've had really bad luck with the weather this whole trip, but it looks fine right now. It's supposed to be raining. But yeah, we're just trying to figure out like where to start the hike, and we might have gotten off on the wrong stop, but it's actually really beautiful, and you can like breathe in the nice air. It's super nice, and we're just ready to get some nature into our trip. Guys, we climbed up all the way from down there, and we're still not done. Almost done. Oh my god. That's crazy. Look at where the road is. Okay guys, Finally, actually done. Oh my god. Look at my face right now. That was physically like one of the hardest things I've ever done. I'm not a hiker, I'm not a cardio person. Took some breaks. We're done. I'm really hungry and thirsty. We did it! Hungry and thirsty, and would like to sit and wash my face and my hands. Oh my god.
It was really fun.
It was worth it, 100%.
It like hailed and rained and it was sunny and steep. We almost felt like we were gonna slip and fall off the edge.
Yeah.
But
we had to take our jacket off, put it back on, take my glasses off. Like, it was a whole thing.
It was an adventure.
It was an adventure, but we were just saying, like, we wouldn't be able to do this at home.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have these types of things.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it if you're ever here and you're capable.
Come to the mountain, do
Yeah.
a hike for sure. You know, we'll let you know the path to go in.
Yeah,
we
we
have
did-
all the secrets now.
Yeah, we did a lot of research on it. Didn't get lost. It wasn't too difficult though, but it's because we knew where to go.
Yeah.
Anyways, my arm is now tired. I can't hold this camera up anymore. Okay, it's me again. We're at the end of the video, and it was a great day, obviously. We had the most wonderful time at this hike. And before we left on this hike, we had to check out of our Airbnb, right? I think the checkout was like 11 or something. And originally we had planned to go on this hike super early in the morning. It was like we were supposed to leave the house at like 8 a.m., which is not super early, but we were out late the night before. And we planned everything at night. We like asked the guy if we can keep our stuff there, and he said no, which is anyone surprised about? He said no, and we were like, okay. And then he recommended this website where you can like book storage, like luggage storage, like in random places across the city. And then one of my friends said she did it before in New York, and we were like, okay, like, yeah, we'll use this site, like it seems reputable. And the site did have reviews, like every location had their own reviews, which was good. Except our plan was to leave super early on a Saturday, and not a lot of places were open. So like the places that were rated good were like hotels and museums and stuff like that. And obviously there were like convenience stores and, you know, like little supermarkets and stuff that were also on the list. So the one that when we originally wanted to leave early, nothing else was open except like supermarkets, convenience stores and stuff like that. So then we had to pick one that was not rated that well. I think it had like 2 stars. We had to pick that one because it was the only one that fit in our timeline. And this is where we made a mistake, because we ended up waking up and saying, okay, you know what, like we would feel a lot better if we slept in, especially if we were gonna be hiking and doing physical activity. So then we slept in, and we should have changed our booking to be at a better place, because when we dropped off our luggage, they just made it like it was at a supermarket, like some really small store, and they just made us put everything in the back. Like there was no door, no nothing. Like it was just a little like cubby area to where the bathroom was, like the store bathroom. And all of us like didn't think about it again. We were just like, okay, whatever, we're gonna drop off our stuff, we'll come get it here at the end of the day. The end of the day comes, we come back to the city, and it's packed, like packed. And we didn't know what was going on. Like we knew that it was a special occasion, like it was like a holiday type of thing. And I forget what it was, but it was basically their version of Valentine's Day is what we figured out. But there were like people on the streets, like roses, like music, parades, like it was a whole thing, right? And the street that we went to the supermarket on was also packed. We didn't know that was the main street. Anyways, we get there, and 2 of my friends' luggages are missing. Their backpacks, 2 backpacks are missing. And it was a whole thing, and this is like right before we're supposed to go to the airport, and again, no service because there's like so many freaking people on the street. And it was a whole other thing, because one of my friends booked her like flight separately, and her flight was an hour before us, so we had to make sure she got to the airport. The streets were packed. There was like no, like taxis weren't coming, like our phones weren't working, our apps weren't working, like it was a whole thing. And then the rest of us wanted to get dinner before we got to the airport, but then this whole catastrophe happened, and then the store owner was like basically not believing us. It was just a whole thing. They were like, you're lying, you didn't really have this many bags and stuff. And we were like, why would we lie about these 2 backpacks? And then we thought, okay, you know what, we just have to go, we take the L. So we tried arguing with them for like 30 minutes, and they said they had cameras. Well, on the website it says they have cameras on the app that we use to book the luggage space, but in reality they don't have any cameras. And so my 2 friends lost their luggage. Luckily it wasn't like super expensive stuff, but still, like, they lost quite a few items. And then we weren't sure if we were gonna get to the airport on time again, because we couldn't find taxis. We needed two cars at this point. We ended up getting to the airport fine. We were there actually quite early, I think. Then we ended up getting, like, I think it was Burger King or something, like, at the airport. And then that was the end of the trip. So a lot of bad things happened at this part. Some of you are probably like, yo, this is your fault. Like, you should have been more careful. And yeah, you know, some of it is our fault. It's a combination. And like, things always happen when you go on very large group trips, because there's so many people, like, it's chaotic. And like, this was not meant to be a relaxing trip. We knew that. And look, when you're making the itinerary, like, nobody goes to Europe to relax. I'm joking. You probably do if you're like from Europe and you're just like traveling for fun, or like going to like a beach town or something. But we were not traveling to relax. We were traveling to explore. And it was a lot. It was very overwhelming, but I don't regret anything that we did. If anything, like, I was like, listen, we're such a flexible group of people. We went through so many hurdles, jumped through so many hoops, and we still came out of it, you know, like, content and happy. Obviously, I wish, you know, some things didn't happen, like my friend's bags getting stolen. I wish we had hot water, but that's life. It is what it is. But anyways, I hope this video was enjoyable for you. I hope this series was enjoyable for you. If you want to see more travel content, definitely let me know. Let me know which part of the series was your favorite, if you had like a favorite city or a favorite place, or if you've ever been to these places before, let me know. I am planning on traveling again later on this year. I'm going to Vancouver, which is the West Coast. I've never been to the West Coast ever, like, in the continent. I'm going by myself, so I'm excited to do that. It's my first solo trip. And definitely subscribe to my channel if you want to see more travel content. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, it's just a whole, like, it's all over the place, but I hope you enjoyed it. It's also very long because I've been doing a lot of talking to explain some of these things. Give it a thumbs up if you had a good time here. And I hope to see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.